Pepper farming is one of the most talked about agribusinesses online, but the real story is rarely shown. And that is why in this video, I decided to tour the pepper farming project of an agric expert in Apata, Ibadan, taking you inside every section of the greenhouse where different species like chili and habanero are grown under controlled conditions. In this exclusive interview and honest chat with our partner, we are not just showing the farm, we are breaking down the real cost of setting up a greenhouse, the practical challenges they face, and the truthful nuggets you won't easily find on the internet. This is not theory and it's not social media hype. It is real experience from the field. If you are considering pepper farming or already involved in it, this conversation will help you see the business for what it truly is.
So I'm now live at the pepper greenhouse. So right now I'm going to be showing you what the pepper green farm look like, and the man in charge is going to be giving information about why this pepper greenhouse is looking like this, the components of this greenhouse, and also the process in taking this from scratch to what we currently have here. Right now I'm with the man behind this masterpiece right here, this greenhouse right here. So kindly tell us, what's your name, sir?
My name is Taufik Ahmed. I'm CEO of Feed the West.
Feed the West, yeah, feeding the West. Are you just feeding the West or you're feeding Nigeria?
Okay, so let's just break it down. So I think everybody complains that why Feed the West. So let's do FTW Agro-allied.
FTW.
So that cuts out the only Feed the West. So our goal is to feed everywhere.
Feed everywhere.
Yes.
So how many years have you been doing this greenhouse, pepper farming and anything that grows under the greenhouse?
So we've been in it since 2016.
2016.
So
That's over 10 years now.
Yes, yeah, 2016.
So what made you take greenhouse above every other kind of farming, above open field?
So to be honest, I started as open field, so I was doing bell peppers. So what happened was when we got to the market, it wasn't getting to the size that they wanted compared to others. So it was going open field, it was not that big. But so we ventured into the greenhouse both for tomatoes and bell peppers. So when we started, to be honest, it was a bit challenging because at that point not many people had that vast knowledge and experience. So all of us in Nigeria at that point were still basically tooting. So it's like, oh, you do these varieties in terms of soil sterilization. So it was very, very tough coming from greenhouse to open field for me, because in terms of how to balance. So let me say an example of when we first started now. So we had issues of, we did the variety of tomatoes that we first planted was indeterminate tomatoes, indeterminate tomatoes, and we had to sterilize it. So coming from the open field, I didn't think I needed to sterilize. I was just thinking, okay, it was going to grow the way it was going to grow. By the time it started fruiting, the variety wasn't resistant to bacteria root. We lost everything, so we had to go back from the beginning, having to sterilize the soil, being able to grow them. And also in terms of pepper too, the way the insect issues that we didn't know about, trips like that, or the way it was, now, because the open field sometimes too has advantage and has disadvantage. You find out that if you have some insect, there are some other ones that will feed on this and feed on that, but the greenhouse is more enclosed. So in situations that insects enters, it was just going to keep spreading and people not balance it well and all that. So it was a bit challenging, but later on we got to wrap around it from the varieties, the best varieties for the greenhouse, sterilizing, doing this, and from there, like we say, no variety is perfect. So you need to know what you're going for. Are you going for disease resistance or size or whatever? So you have to understand. So but we've been in it for a while, so we already understand also the markets too. So we've been able to target that, know that okay, this is when this is going to be profitable, we target this. So it's a simple example now. For bell peppers now, I prefer the green than the colors.
Green?
I prefer the green than turning them to colors, because the first turns green before it turns colors now. So if you're doing them green now, you get, like, let's say every week you can get about 100 to 150. But if you're turning them colors, it takes longer and you're going to get...
Colors mean red.
So red and yellow. So it's take, let's say you average of maybe 50 or even less sometimes.
From green it goes to yellow, from yellow it goes to red.
No, so it's green to, depending on the color, either green to red or green to yellow. And there's also some varieties, they call them evergreen. So it just maintains green, but depending on the one you're going. So
for fried rice and some of
I think it's the same, but so now in terms of the red, the colored ones now, they cost quite a bit more. Let's say they are selling the green for 5,000, they'll probably sell the colored for maybe 7,500 or something like that. But also the colored makes it tails on the plant. It tires them compared to once you quickly harvest, wait for the next one, harvest, wait for the next one. But it's all varies. So for me now, once we're going towards dry season, once the northern one have, I'll rather go for the colored, because they will have the green one and their prices would be a bit lower, so that by that time I'll target more of the colored. But once it's rainy season, I know they cannot produce and they don't have, I'll just basically focus on green, harvest a good number. So you have to be a bit very, very strategic in once you're doing this thing. So welcome to one of our greenhouses. So this is just newly constructed. So this is newly constructed. Wow. So this is a different design from the previous one. So this one, we have a buffer zone. So what I mean by buffer zone is it stops insects from coming in to protect before you go there. So in some places you have something to wash your hands and all that. So
now let's show you the stuff this is made of.
Okay. So in this house now, so we have chili peppers inside them.
Chili
peppers. So they're about maybe about 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks or 4 weeks planting. Then you can see now they'll soon start flowering. These are the first set of fruit that they are producing. They start flowering. They're still very, very young. You can see they're already producing fruits.
Wow.
So this is a 8x30 greenhouse. So it has about
30 greenhouse.
Yeah, we have about 600 and something stands inside them.
So this is looking like a full plot of land?
No, it's not up to a full plot. That's like half plot.
This is like 300 square meters?
Yes.
Wow. So this place is looking warmer than the other greenhouse that we went to at the first farm. Why is this place looking? Is it because the thing is still very new?
No, it's just the weather. I think the weather is
okay. The weather is more hotter than before. So like the process for this, like how many weeks did it take for us to achieve this stage?
Okay, so we spent 1 month in the nursery. So we spent 1 month in the nursery.
4 weeks.
4 weeks now. So that's why they're already 1 month in nursery, about 3 to 4 weeks now. So they are really ready to carry fruit. So now you can also see that we've also make provisions for staking. So this is what you're going to be staking them with, which is going to be holding them to have balance.
Wow.
Yes. So that's what we are sticking them with. So then we're going to just peg this to hold it, because the older they get, for them not to fall, to stand well.
Oh, no.
Yes.
To stand well. So this is where they will be until when harvesting?
Yes. So for logically, if it's well cared for, it can do more than a year.
More than
2 years, but on average, it depends on good agricultural practice.
I did an interview, and it's currently on my channel, because after this video, this video might suggest them back to that interview to a small scale farmer. He said with good irrigation, they can last keep producing for up to 3 years.
Yes, for peppers, yes, peppers are very, very rugged. So especially chilies and habaneros. The only one that gets a bit funny is bell peppers, because they are a bit more fragile, although they are more profitable, but they're a bit more fragile.
You mentioned something about loss. How were you able to handle the loss at the beginning? Because you just said loss. Some people at that point will say, loss. How were you able to handle it?
To be honest, it was crazy. We had to do everything all over again. It was very, very
How were you able to bounce back? Because not everybody bounce back from a defeat. Some people right now, they can't go into agriculture due to the kind of loss they've just experienced. They'll be, agriculture doesn't work in Nigeria, I'm not doing anything again. So what do you have to say to those kind of people?
So to be honest, is you can't give up, and life is not a bed of roses. That's what makes you stronger, and that's why I'm able to tell the stories now. We've had the losses, overcome it, we are there, and
how did you undo them? How did you bounce back?
So it's about the investment and capital. So once you have capital, what I also notice about farming is you need to know when to count your losses. If you're saying that things are not going well for you, you need to restrain yourself. Either you're going to paying for someone that is more experienced to put you through, or paying for knowledge or something like that. So that's how
Paying for knowledge.
Yes.
So if you are someone who have got a crash in your investment in agriculture,
Yeah.
I think the learning part, the knowledge part is where you need to get it right.
So
knowledge.
So in Nigeria,
Capital.
I think a lot of us don't. We all we are not ready to pay for people's knowledge in terms of agri. We always feel, oh, I can do it. What's he doing that special? But you find out that you're just going to use your money to learn. So let's say this person is on point A, and you're able to make you carry to that same point A that he is, instead of you learning the hard way. And that's why you find out a lot of people will just start up a farm, after a few years it has crashed and all that, because they did not seek the right knowledge, be it market survey, be it marketing, be it technical know-how and all that. Because if you don't do that, if you just go in blindly, it's not a bed of roses, you're going to lose money.
So right now we do training.
Yes.
You do training. So right now, if one of my audience wants to learn, because Agro-allied Guru is in partnership with Feed the West for training you, setting up a greenhouse for your pepper farming and the likes. So how much can my subscriber learn when it comes to pepper farming? Because we just talked about knowledge, and what will be on someone's mind right now is, oh, okay, how much will I pay to learn?
So it's not that much. Depends on what training. Are you doing a short course or a long course? And also, we also offer mentorship. So it depends on what.
For the short course, because Nigerians like quick learning.
To be honest, even me, when I started, I still had a couple of mentors that, as I was going, if I see this, I'll still follow up. And yeah, it's because right now it's not, you can't learn everything in a shorter period of time. It's just going to be.
So when we say short and long, what is the range for short, the range for long?
Short is you can do 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Yeah. So the long is 3 months?
More than 3 months. Long, you can do 3 months physically. Then after, you go on your own startup, and we also do like a mentorship.
So for the long format, because me, I don't like quick things.
Yeah.
I don't like quick things.
Yeah.
Some people like quick learning.
Yes.
So short learning, 2 weeks, how much is that?
So we could do even a day. We do a day. A day. We could do 50 to 150, depending.
50 to 150,000 for a day.
Yeah, then we could do a long one for maybe 100 to 200, depending on what the person is going.
But anyone coming through here, they should get a discount.
yeah, fair enough. They get a discount. So now, it's not just one thing now. So now we've talked about peppers, cucumbers, different ones. So for us now, it's not just about you growing. It's about you being able to make money. I can train you and say, oh, I'll train you on peppers and all that, you go. But what we offer is offering you marketing, technical know-how, and also support in terms of if you're running into challenges and all that. So it varies. So now, like now, a crash course now, you can only do, someone can only come for training for pepper. It's different from when you're doing habaneros. It's also different from when you're doing cucumbers. It's also different from when you're doing eggplant. So depending on what the person is coming for, and also in some cases too, maybe the person wants a business plan on what to do, how to do it. So it's all varies.
So this is the bell pepper greenhouse region.
Yes, sir.
What's happening here?
So you can see them. What we have done here now, in some of them we've pruned them to have 2 or more suckers, and we've done the staking for them to hold well. You can see that they're coming with 2 branches. So what we've done is we want them to be a bit very, very solid, like the stands, to have 2 firm strands. So we'll carry two stems all the way to the top.
All the way to the top?
Yes.
So this is how many weeks?
This is almost the same as the previous one. So this is as 1 month in the nursery, then about maybe 2 to 3 weeks here, 2 to 3 to 4 weeks here. That's that.
4 weeks here.
Yes.
So we start plucking pepper here by when?
So hopefully by next month we should start plucking pepper.
Next month.
Very early next month we should start. You can see the fruits. These are the first set of fruits. But this one, we are not going to allow them to turn to fruits. So we're going to pluck out all these ones. So the next one that they bring out, that's what we're going to keep.
Is it that one will be more?
Yes, just give them more time for them to grow well and all that. So you can see that because peppers are much even faster than the chili. You can see the growth.
The bell pepper rather is faster than
the chilies and all that.
Chili and all that.
So the variety that we have here is called Hercules.
Hercules.
So this to be honest with you, this is a bit more challenging than other peppers. They are they're a bit more fragile, and the way the fruits are. So that's why when you go to the market, you see grade A, grade B. So once they have chips or whatever in them, but with the greenhouse, that reduces the challenges. But it is, you can see, you can look at the one behind you, it's even fruiting very, very well.
Yeah.
You can see the flowers are already popping up.
So now, chili versus bell.
In terms of profitability, I'll go for bell peppers. But in terms of longevity, I'll go for chili and habaneros. So after we're done here, we also have another smaller house that we have habaneros in them. So you're welcome to our habanero greenhouse farm.
Habanero.
Yes.
What's happening right here?
So they are also almost the same stage. So you can see what I'm saying now. So we see that we've pruned them. So they've brought out three stems. So what it means is so they're going to have more fruit and more whatever. And now you can see that we've done the telecine. So it's just for them to tie up and let them grow.
Habanero.
Yes.
Between habanero, chili, and bell, which one produces more?
I would rate chili, and in terms of commercially, lot of more people are getting more used to the habaneros because everybody eats pepper. While the chili, it's not everybody that eats.
Because habanero is like the most popular form of pepper. If anybody wants to say, I want to go into pepper farming, the first thing they say is habanero.
Yeah, so in the past few years, it's been very, very popular and very, very everywhere because of the profitability. It's lasts longer than the bell peppers and not as challenging as the bell peppers. But yeah, so for these ones now, it's roughly minimum of 6 months to 1 year, or even more than that, to be well managed. You get your return on investment. So for, let's say, this house now, on an average, the worst you get, this has about 600 plus stands.
Wow.
Yeah, 600 plus. So on average, you get minimum of 25 to 100 kg, depending on the growth to which they are and how well they are fruiting. You understand? So in this thing is, it goes up, comes down, goes up. So it matters in terms of fruiting that you have. So you get a peak that you even be seeing 100 kg per week, while at some point you might be getting just maybe 25 minimum per kg per week. And if you're able to do that, you can have it continuously for the next 1 to 2 years minimum.
I'm thinking about something right now. I'm thinking about the fact that habanero is less stressful, less challenges than others. Am I right?
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
But when you look at the maths now, so let me set an example over 8 and bell peppers now. So in that house now, you'll be getting 100 kg minimum for bell peppers. So price of bell peppers is like, let's say for green bell peppers now, so you get 100 kg minimum, and let's say bell pepper is sold for right now maybe 3,000, depending on the time, maybe 3,000 to 3 to 5,000 per kg, depending on the time. So that means you've gotten almost 500k from one house. While here you're getting maybe, pick it at 25 to let's say 50 kg. So you find it gets more money at hand than here, but the longevities balances out.
Which one lasts more between the three?
Habaneros. I think habaneros and chili, they last the same amount. But I feel chili also gets a bit of more insects because they have more fruit than a bit of habaneros, but they almost basically grow the same way. But it's all about good management. If you have good agricultural practice, whatever, they will last longer and you get more money from it.
I have a couple of people in my DM currently telling me, Isaac, I want to do pepper farming, 20 acres, 30 acres, 50 acres. What do you have to say about this?
I don't think you should do 20 acres or 30 acres of farming. If many people do it, as much as we say we lack food, it's not like there's not a big market that will take it. I think max 10 acres, 20 acres, you spread it. Doing that, you have to make sure you have an MOU or have a company that's going to buy it off you or something like that. So, and that's where it happens, that you just find out that, and that's what's really happening in the agri space now. And when you hear price of things have crashed, you just find out that some people that don't have market to just say, oh, this is profitable. They just all rush into it and just do it in large scale, flood the market and crash the price.
So this is a greenhouse.
Yes.
I can say these are greenhouses.
Yes.
At our back right now.
Yeah.
How much does it cost to set up one of these?
So it depends on your specification and the size. So the one that has with this buffer zone, maybe it costs about 6 million for
6 million, yeah.
For a 8 by 30. So the ones without the buffer zone costs extra, costs 5.5.
From
So
start to finish.
from start to finish. So it's a plug and play, but it doesn't come with the grow bags and wheat mats. So that comes at extra cost. You know, now the mode we have used now, it's also, some people call it a bit of soilless. So it's different modes. Some people will use the soil, make ridges and lay mat and plant.
No, that's there will be a lot of labor for weeding and the likes.
So it's
we know
so
in Nigeria.
yes. So apart from this, there's also what there's also another method called that we can use troughs. That one costs a bit more than this. So it's all about how you want to do it.
So with the this mulching mats, so everything should be up to like 7 million naira.
Thereabouts.
The transportation of materials and everything.
Yes. So the cost of whatever comes with transportation already. So it's just plug and play.
So 6.5.
Yeah, probably 6.5. Depend on the grow bags and
so how many can like you said, I think you mentioned 600.
Yes, 600. So it depends on the size you're going for. So these are all 600. There's also 8 by 50. There's 8 by 24. So it depends on the size that
the
you
biggest
want. Is 8 by 50.
8 by 50.
Yeah, 8 by 50.
Is that up to a full plot of land?
That's almost a full
plot of land. I think that would be good for people who want to be doing their 10 acres. People that ask for big
so everything has an advantage and disadvantage. So personally, I prefer the smaller ones. So because if one house is infected, it's just one house you can easily control. So if you have them too big at times, if everything is infected, all infected.
Infected, what would infect each other?
So it could be disease, it could be depending on the crop. So if you're doing tomatoes now, you could have blight. If you're doing cucumbers, you could have diarrhea with you. And if you're doing this, if maybe chips attack on all that now. So that means, let's say you're doing the 5 by 50, that means you have about 1,005 or 1,002, depending on how you do it. All infected at once. While if you have them in smaller parts, it's just one and you can battle and control the other one. So it's all about personal choice and
because the next question I was about to ask is challenges, how you manage the challenges, because you've mentioned some things like pests, diseases when they are smaller and the likes. Are there other challenges apart from this?
That's basically it. Just insect issues and maybe
anyone who wants to go into pepper farming right now. One of the reasons why I'm doing this is because I want to encourage youth and I want to encourage women into going into agriculture. And most bulk of them like to do something like pepper. So what are the processes that they need to take so they don't skip any stage? Because many of them, they are novice. We have novice watching this and we have some experts watching us. But for a novice, what should they do? We've talked about knowledge. After knowledge, how should they start?
So it's basically good agricultural practice. I'll always say in farming, don't cut corners. That's very, very important. So make sure you're doing it, buying the right seeds, knowing what your market wants. So as long as, I don't know, so first and foremost, the person also should look for a market that is going to sell to. Not that you're just going to produce and start looking for market. So have a market that you're sure that once you produce, they're going to offtake from you, and make sure that that's the varieties that they want, because there are also different varieties now. So let me say example now. In terms of the habaneros now, there's the super habaneros. That's a particular variety. That's what everybody likes. That's the hottest one. There's the one from Rise One. There's Mauzili. There's Afanja. So now there's two differences now. The habaneros now, when they are green, because some people also buy green. When they are green, it's dark green. The ones from Rise One now, when they are green, it is light green. They cannot sell it. Most people not buy the light green of that, while the other one they'll buy it. So, and also now the market, some people already prefer the super habaneros because they know it's particularly the spice, the hotness and all that, while the afanja, it gives you almost the same thing in terms of spices, but maybe a little bit, but people want this. So you find out that, oh, this is you find out some people tell you, if it's not super habanero, I'm not buying. If it's not this, I'm not buying. So it's all boils down to what your market wants, and making sure you understand it. Then also good agricultural practice, making sure you dictate when your stuff is infected, know what to use to tackle this. Maybe it's aphids you have, maybe it's spider mites, maybe it's chips, or maybe it's this. So you must need to understand what you're battling with and how to tackle it, because you cannot have leg pain and be using teeth drug for it. So you need to understand what you're battling with, and it gives you a better understanding.
So another thing I want to ask, that currently between southwest and north, who produces more pepper?
So how will I put it? It's timing and it's season. Okay, so I will say it can be even, but where they'll beat us is they have more expanse of land than us.
But you talked about the fact that we should start this thing little by little, little by little.
Yes.
That means they do, when you talk about expanse, that means they do more open field than greenhouse.
Yes, they do.
So the next question I have for you now is the management practices here.
Yeah.
What are the management practices that you do for this greenhouse?
Okay, so we have a timetable for spraying, for feeding, and for staking. So now you must not miss any point at which you should. So when it's due for staking, you should stake. When it's due for weeding, you should weed. When it's due for spraying, you should spray. When you're supposed to apply fertilizers, you're supposed to apply fertilizers. So let me say an example now. At the younger age, they need more of maybe an NPK 2020. So we do either foliar spray or through the drip irrigation, we fertigate through irrigation. So now once they're getting much younger, at some point they'll need more of phosphorate to help the roots develop. At some point it will be nitrogen. At some point when they're already fruiting, they need more of potassium, magnesium, sulfate, and all that. So it depends on which stage we are. So that's also one of the things we offer in those trainings. We give you a timetable on what to spray, what to do this. Then also now, in terms of maybe the spraying of insecticide and all that, you also need to know what you're battling with. So you have to first maybe show you how to identify the disease you're battling with. Then you now know this is what to use for this, what to use to tackle this. Some cases it could be thrips, some cases it will be spider mites, some cases it will be aphids. So it's going to be tailored to your own major challenge that you have. Some places white flies. So it depends on the time.
We have three varieties of pepper here.
Yes.
We have chili, we have bell, and we have habanero.
Yes.
On average, how much does it cost per this greenhouse? You know, you say I think 600 on an average per this thing. Yeah. 600 stands. Yeah. How much can someone make from them?
So it depends on each one. So average, so depending on which time and the prices, but on average, at least.
How many times will you harvest here in a year?
In a year. So logically, you're supposed to harvest maybe once a week or twice a week, depending on whatever. So you can do it.
So how much can we make?
So depending on the price. So let me say an example now. Let's say you get 50 kilos now from one house. For peppers now, let's say they are selling chili and they sell 4-5. So that's 4-5 times 50. So 4-5 times 50, then let's say times you harvest 4 times in a week. So that's how much you've generated in that month. Then after, okay, so that would be like, let's say 4 times 50. That's how 4 times 50. That's how many?
200.
200. So that means you're making about 200 kilos from this. So if you do 200 kilos times, let's say 4-5, that's how much you've made in a month from one house. That's on chili. Let's say you do green peppers now. The green peppers, I think right now maybe about four to 3,000, whatever. So let's say in a week, in a month, you get 400 kilos. So that's you multiply, let's say 3,500 times, let's say 3,000 times 400. That's already 1.2 million in a month from that.
Wow.
Yes, and also for the habaneros.
So you harvest all year around 1.2 million times 12 months.
Yeah, so logically, I tell to people
over
that
12 million.
So you in the next in 2 years time, conveniently you've made back your money, even more than that.
Wow.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, because there's still going to be some extra costs, you not factor that you're going to make your money back in a year. So
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I noticed that in this you're having good spacing. Is it not possible for them to close the bags a little bit, because they are currently seeing currently on the screen the spaces there? Is it possible that the nylons are touching each other?
You can do that. So the way we've done has
why is this space? Why is this space?
So each for peppers now, this diameter of the drip we use is 50 centimeters apart. So what we've done is we've done it in whatever, so has good aeration, because those are also one of the challenges. If your house is not properly aerated, it causes more diseases and more infection. So you see it is well spaced, well irrigated. So in some cases now, you see that we said here we have 6 rows, so an average of 100 per row. Some people can choke it more to say they want to have 7 rows to have more plants, but you find out that they have more disease challenges and all that. So everything is calculative and know what to do at right now.
Wow. So what advice do you have for a youth, a young individual watching this? Shy away from farming.
Well, I don't think you shy away from farming. I think for youth, a lot of us don't have the money. So first thing first, maybe he should first maybe work with some people that have greenhouses, learn it, and maybe save up and build yours. But if you also have the money, oh well and good.
Backyard?
Yeah, you can do backyard.
The president talks about farming at your backyard.
Yeah, I think you farm at your backyard.
Yeah.
Farming is actually lucrative as long
for
as
this kind of farming, pepper, anything, vegetables, backyard.
Yeah, you can do it.
It's very suitable for.
Yeah, you can do it at your
unlike
backyard.
tree crops that you need.
So now for your backyard, even if you don't have soil, maybe you've concreted your floor, you can use this sample of these grow bags, grow in them, and inline it as long as you have irrigation. So anything, it can be done anywhere at any time.
So I love that. So one can start small.
Yeah, you can start small
and scale up.
Yeah.